Sorry for cutting you off there.
That's okay.
All right, so this is the first episode of all of us together, the four hosts together. Okay, perfect. Um, we got our hosts. Everyone introduce themselves. I guess we'll start with Ed.
Hi, everyone. I'm still Hot Cosplay, Ed Campbell.
We've got Shinobi on which side? This side.
Okay. Cosplays by Shinobi here. Welcome to Beneath the Cowl.
And we got Cassandra.
And I'm Cassandra with Cassandra Cosplays. Hi, y'all.
So today's gonna be a unconventional, I guess, rating because a lot of people aren't gonna have, like, you guys don't have a lot. We all don't have a lot of these popular choices on our list. So I think it's gonna be quite interesting to see.
Well, funny looking at the list of all the movies that came out in 2023, and it was like, okay, scene. But then, kind of our group chat, it was like, ooh, didn't get a chance to see Oppenheimer yet. So
yeah, I think that's number one on a lot of people's list, and the Flower of the Moon one, Flower of the whatever it's called, I don't know what it's called.
Flower Moon.
Something about Flower Moon. So
and
this
I
is
even
going to be
forgot
very
that movie
interesting.
came out this year.
What'd you say?
I even forgot that movie came out this year.
Yeah.
So something like Oppenheimer for me, like when it comes down to Christopher Nolan movies, it takes me probably about a year after they come out before I sit and watch them because I got to be in a Christopher Nolan frame of mind to watch a Christopher Nolan movie.
Also, it was just incredibly long, right?
Yeah. All right. I'm setting this up to see if it actually works.
I just ran out of time.
I know, right?
I kept forgetting. I said, all right, Oppenheimer is going to be my priority. And then something else would come out. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go over there. And then I'm going to go over here. And then we started making the list. Oh, my God, I forgot to watch it.
Before anyone gets pissed off yet, it's not going to be a normal list in the comment section. Oh, let me get the comments, the chat here. Alrighty. So you guys want to start off?
Look, I feel like at least two of us have shirts on that are representative of their favorite movie.
So wait, was Barbie your favorite movie, Cassandra?
It wasn't my top favorite movie, but it's hard to pick which one is my favorite. But it's definitely way up there because I've watched it like maybe 6 or 7 times, and I just watched it the other night. So.
Oh wow.
It's like okay, it's like fine.
I'll be honest. I would have no issue with that being in top 10. I thoroughly enjoyed Barbie. The marketing behind it was genius.
Yeah, agreed.
The movie itself. I mean, I like the story, the whole reversing the roles and everything. Like, I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
The writing also was very clever. It was a very cleverly done movie. And one of the things that I thought stood out about it was that they took a lot of movie making skills that aren't really used anymore. Like when they did the big dance number with the Kens, and then when they showed the Barbies traveling into the real world, that was techniques that were used in the early days of filmmaking, where they would use optical illusions with real sets, where they would have it moving in the front and them in a static position while the front was moving. And that's something that you don't really see done in real time anymore. Everyone just uses CGI. So it was really cool to see actual sets of practical things that they use instead of just tossing it into a computer and spitting something out.
For me, there was a couple laugh out loud moments in it. Like the one comment where it was like, "Oh, where's the CEO? Isn't she a woman?" It's like, no, we had a woman CEO, and we had another one. Or even like Ruth Handler, which makes a joke saying, like I've had problems with the IRS, which that was real. Like that, like I'm an action figure and collectibles guy, so like, know a little bit about the history of Barbie from watching various documentaries about Mattel. So I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I thought I was going to hate it, and it's like in my top 3 for the year.
Yay! I love to hear that.
So what a year for movies overall. We got a lot of flops, I should say. Quite a handful of great movies.
Okay, what is our definition of flop? Because some movies I feel like were good, but if we're talking box office, we're talking.
I guess so. Box office, international success, you would say, right?
Because it's rated. I mean, some movies could be rated well, but didn't do well at the box office. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's based on personal opinion.
That was a flop.
Well,
No,
in terms for Warner Brothers, they were kind of all over the place this year. DC was all over the place. Marvel as well, I would say. In terms of superhero movies.
well, where Warner Brothers made their money was with Oppenheimer and Barbie. Where they lost their money this year was the DC properties. But didn't, as we've talked over the last couple of weeks, it didn't help with DC that okay, we got 4 movies coming out this year, and oh yeah, by the way, this is the end of the universe. So I
Yeah,
think probably a lot of people said, why even bother?
no, that's true. Well, I heard that Aquaman's actually picking up steam in the box office, so it's not doing as bad as we thought it was going to do.
Did you like Aquaman?
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I think it was better than Blue Beetle for sure.
Ooh, okay.
No,
I
I
didn't
think it was definitely better than Blue Beetle.
The thing with Aquaman that I think the best parts of the movie were the relationship with the two brothers. I think that was the best parts, right? I didn't like it, like his suit. I don't know, it was beautiful, but at the same time, it was something weird about it, like how the light, like it seemed like it all like changed colors and different lighting, and it was something weird about it.
The gold, you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
I'll step out of this because I didn't see it. It came out during Hallmat, so.
That's a conversation we have to have too, Cassandra, about Hallmat.
Oh,
yeah.
We'll talk about that on another episode.
On the next episode, yeah. Blue Beetle was a good movie, but it was just a generic superhero movie, pretty much.
I just watched it the other day, and I have conflicting opinions about it because I liked that it went with some of the more kind of silly and more outrageous parts of it. But to be very honest, I'm just so tired of superhero movies having bad CGI.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point now where if it was like a joke, it would be funny, but CGI is becoming so advanced, and I feel like it's just slipping, and especially in superhero films recently, and it's just kind of, it takes away so much from what I'm trying to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're rushing to push these movies out too, so it's like,
yeah,
I don't think they have enough time, or the studio gives them enough time to do that.
Yeah, CGI artists they have already come out and said they're overworked.
Yeah, they're overworked. So,
yeah.
Well, Blue Beetle, the beginning, I wasn't getting into it as quickly as I wanted to. By the time it was done, I'm like, okay, now you've built the storyline and the characters. I'm good with a sequel now. Maybe if I go back and rewatch it, I'll enjoy it a lot more. The part I really liked is when they finally figure out that Ted Kord was already a Blue Beetle before. That's where I was like, okay, I can dig that. Like, not too much of a backstory, but hey, there was a Blue Beetle before this Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
And he kind of existed within the DCU. So I'm like,
I'm a sucker for older superheroes and the mantle being taken up by a newer one. I love that story. Like that, even if it's used again and again, I've always fall for it. And I loved that part because I was kind of in and out of the movie. Because I'm going to be honest, I thought Carlos Mencia was just a bit too much. And it kind of took me out of it, some of the comedy, but bringing back in that storyline got me back into it and really invested in the story again. And then seeing him take up the mantle and fighting for family, like the whole dynamic between, was it Carapace? The bad guy.
Oh, the bad
guy. Yeah.
But like finding out what his real story was, and then like the whole dynamic between like love makes you weak and love makes you strong. I thought that was I loved that so much, and it gave the movie so much heart.
I love the family element in it, and it's more grounded. It wasn't this huge universe with all these other superheroes. You know what I mean? I like that aspect of it.
I think the way it was released. Sorry, go ahead, Cassandra.
They had little sprinkles of different when they talked about Central City, and he was wearing a Gotham Law sweatshirt. I thought that was really cool, like the little tiny nods to the other universes existing at the same time.
The other thing, there was the one radio broadcaster on the news or whatever, and it was all in Spanish, and then you hear Bruce Wayne. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like the little Easter eggs in it.
Oh, I missed that.
There was a Martian Manhunter Easter egg in there as well too. I think there was some what kind of cookies that he liked? Oreos? Was it Oreos or Pringles?
Yeah, Oreos.
Oreos.
Yeah, Oreos. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, we spoke to the director and he's like, "Did you see the Easter egg?" And there was a Green Lantern Easter egg as well. So
well,
yeah, it was a good movie.
Like when they're in the Beetle cave and you see like the Beetle ship, and I love seeing Ted Kort's like, actually the Blue Beetle suit on screen. So I was jazzed by that, but also kind of had like a little bit of like Watchmen feel, like Night Owl. So I was kind of like digging that.
Do you think that Blue Beetle was rushed though to be released?
Yeah,
I don't think it was the right timing.
It could have waited till next year.
I thought the writing just felt like it was a little kind of just pushed through a little bit.
Do you think there were political elements to it being released, in terms of DC wanting to have the first Hispanic superhero on screen?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say
Because
that.
I think Blue Beetle would be.
The thing is, they couldn't release it next year because if they're starting over or this year, they had to release it when they had.
Well, they said it's still part of James Gunn's DCU, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they had announced that. I think they were trying to see how it played out and stuff like that. So I think that was kind of a part of why they tried to put it out. Let's see how people feel about it, or people feel about Blue Beetle.
Is Blue Beetle on our list?
Top 10, it wouldn't be in my top 10.
Okay. It wouldn't be in my top 10, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Same.
Okay.
And I know it meant a lot to a lot of people seeing the Hispanic representation on screen. So
yeah. Like when it's done naturally, I feel it can be done well. But I feel like Blue Beetle, out of all the characters that they could choose from, was kind of odd for me.
No, I love the Blue Beetle character, like in comics, though I do. So I do,
and especially if it's being introduced into the universe, I feel like it should have been done. He should have been introduced into another movie and then have a solo movie.
You think? I didn't know much about the character at all, so like I had nothing to kind of go from, and I liked his character, and I liked kind of like showing the history of the other ones. So. But for me, it was kind of an introduction to a new character that I personally didn't know. So, like, I enjoyed it, but...
Yeah, no, exactly. So, Lorenzo said Blue Beetle came out at the wrong time. It was going up against the SAG-AFTRA and lack of marketing for the film. I enjoyed the movie, but being in the DCEU and being a DCU character is confusing. Yeah, I agree.
I know there was a little bit of kind of, not controversy, but, like, pushback on the lack of marketing for it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of repeated super. Yeah, it was a fun movie. I'm not gonna say it wasn't a fun movie. It was a fun movie, but it's not something we haven't really seen before.
The one issue I did have, and it's also my pet peeve when it comes down to superhero movies, is at the end where like he's wearing the suit but he doesn't have the helmet on, and it's like, no, like I don't know, that always bothers me. Like you got the full suit, now you're flying off in the sky without the mask on, even though he's got the girl with him. It's just
you're talking about like the very, very end?
Yeah, very, very end. Like by the time his helmet's cracked, and then I don't know.
Oh, see, I love the fact that his helmet was cracked off when he was fighting, because it looked to me like he was choosing between if he was going to be turn into this like villainous part of himself, or if he was going to accept the symbiotic process with it. And I thought it was really artistically done to have his face and the anger and the emotionless face of the mask, and then at the end that he had chosen to accept everything as who he is, so he has become truly the Blue Beetle, so he doesn't need the mask. So I personally thought it was a good choice.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I just like when they flew off, the very final scene when they flew off, I would have just liked to see the full Blue Beetle mask, and so the final shot you see is the full suit.
I think so. I think they use that as a way to humanize the characters as well too, right? Okay. I think so. I don't know. So what are we putting it on the top 10?
I feel like Barbie's gonna be on there.
I agree. I think. Listen, I could talk all day about Barbie. I was just joking when I said it was okay. I could talk forever about it. That movie-
How high is Barbie going to be on there? That's the
I
question.
have Barbie at number 3 on my list.
Yeah.
I didn't have a ranking, so I'm good.
I
with
didn't
that.
have Barbie on my list at all.
I think I had it as an honorable mention. So, but
Yeah, I
again,
did as well.
I'm totally fine with it being in top 10. Like I really
I
enjoyed
also one of the reasons I think it should be in the top 10 is it kind of challenged a lot of norms and a lot of
stereotypes.
Kind of, like stereotypes, but also pushback it was getting from so many people before it even came out. And then just kind of what it's done to impact real people and society and life. Like, I think it's had so much bigger of an impact than any other movie that's come out this year. Other than people just liking it.
No, I agree.
Also, having an established property like Barbie, the fact that it can come out with a movie and do so well, because, as I said, I'm surrounded by action figures. So I've seen 3 G.I. Joe movies come out and go, poof. I've seen, the Transformers movies do really well, but they're not doing as well anymore. Established action figure, video game, board game movies just don't do that well in comparison to like superhero ones. So the fact that Barbie can come out and do like $1.4 billion, like, no, it's definitely had its impact.
I think it also did a lot to kind of establish what the original point for Barbie was, like, because they made the point several times that I loved when she goes to the real world and the younger girls who are representing the Bratz dolls are like, you've done everything wrong, like everything you've set back feminism, and she's like, no, I haven't. This is what we're supposed to be. And
is that who they were supposed to be, the Bratz?
Yeah, so the 4 girls that were sitting at the table with the lead girl, they were all their names. They were all the Bratz dolls. They were supposed to represent the Bratz dolls.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
So they were the new generation of dolls that were being really mean to Barbie.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, fun fact. But I like that they kind of emphasized that Barbie wasn't supposed to be like a sexual icon. She was turned into that. She was supposed to be something that was supposed to be, you could be anything. You could be a doctor. You could be a physicist. And I kind of like that they kind of brought that back, because the idea of Barbie really has faded into something that strays so far from the original intention. Yeah.
So where are we putting Barbie? You guys have it in your top 3 for sure, right? Both of you?
Yeah.
I kind of want to wait until we see like where everything is on the list before I start rearranging it, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we can put it in somewhere and do what we did on the Christmas list, kind of finalize our positions.
Want to put it in at 5 for now, and then move it around? Oh shit! What did I just do?
I'd put it at like 3, just because the cultural impact. I mean, it created people were finally dressing up like in mass to go see it, like Marvel movies.
All right, I agree. We'll leave it at 3.
Like I said, the marketing for it was genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, obviously it worked.
I also agree that Margot Robbie is one of my favorite actresses. She is spectacular. Everything she does, even if it's not even a great movie, like Babylon wasn't. It was a very convoluted movie, but she was spectacular in it. So, I can put up with a bad movie as long when somebody has a spectacular performance.
Yeah. And Helen Mirren is the narrator. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And I thought Ryan Gosling was amazing. I thought he was so fantastic. He was great.
Creed 3. I love Creed. Creed 3 was in my honorable mentions, I believe. I love Creed 3.
Creed 3's in my honorable mention as well.
First time director Michael B. Jordan. I thought he did a great job. It was a lot of action. It was some of the fight scenes had anime inspirations in it, and you could tell. I really enjoyed it. In the use of sign language, I always like seeing more people represented, more people being included. So I really like that aspect as well.
The final fight scene with Dante, to me, it had like Wakanda vibes from it. Like it just had that feeling. And the fact that, because I'm a huge Rocky fan as well, so with it being like the latest edition of Rocky, the fight scenes there were completely different than any of the Rocky movies before. Like even Creed and Creed 2 still had that Rocky feel to it.
Yeah.
Creed 3 it definitely felt like a different movie than a Rocky movie.
I agreed.
Yeah, The Creator was a good movie. I haven't seen Mission Impossible.
The Creator was in my top 10 of.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible is number 5 for me. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but I wasn't in my top 10.
I liked it for the stunts. I thought the stunt scenes were just so incredible. Like the fact that he did them himself is like a little nuts, like some of the things that they let him do. But I thought it was enjoyable. Like I loved it. Well, I didn't love it. I liked it. Like I thought it was good.
I don't know. After seeing
Top 10
like Top Gun and like that, like, Top Gun was a top 10 movie for me for that year, but it's Mission Impossible didn't quite crack that for me.
Top Gun Maverick is one of my top 20 movies of all time. So, but the one thing I did really enjoy Mission Impossible this year, but I can see the same argument I'd have with John Wick is it's another movie in the franchise. They're all good, but nothing really stands out because they all kind of blend in together. It's the same sort of stunts, it's the same sort of action, and same sort of storyline.
Did anybody here see Sisu?
I was trying to watch it before this. I have not.
No, I didn't.
It is. I would recommend anyone to watch it if you like historical action films and just watching the hero just wail on people and just get that sense of just like yes for the hero succeeding. It's just so. The action scenes I've never seen done before. Some of the stuff that the prospector does and pulls off, and it makes you feel like you want to like scream it like out loud, like yes, like it's a fantastic movie. I would definitely recommend it. It's not for squeamish. If you're squeamish, don't watch it. But it takes place during World War II in Finland, so if you like historical action movies, I would definitely recommend it. And the lead actor doesn't even talk until the very end. He says 2 lines.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's great. It works so well.
Are we putting it in the top 10? Do you think it deserves a top 10 spot?
I personally think, and not in like the top 5, I would put it maybe at number 10. It's such a well shot movie too. I really like the color gradings that they used and the way it was paced. And like I said, the lead actor doesn't talk until the very end of the movie, and it was so effective the way it was done and the way they built up his character and his lore and his story. And they have like little side stories of other smaller characters too. And it's just a very straightforward kind of start to finish film. But I thought the way that it was filmed was just beautiful. Some of the shots are just stunning.
How about we all choose a movie each, and we can agree on where it sits in the standings.
Yeah.
Something I guess that I haven't seen or you haven't seen. And then for the next 7, we can all agree on the 7. So at least everyone gets a little input in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Sisu, where do you guys want to put it? Because I know I'm gonna make a controversial pick that Chris was giving me shit about last week.
Oh no.
Maybe like 9.
So I think mine is gonna be at number 10.
What is it?
Mine's gonna be at number 10. Ed, you wanna? I'll just type mine in.
All right. So I have my number 2 of the year is Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's your number 2. That's
my number 2 pick.
I think we all can agree that it's on the top 10 for sure. Somewhere in the top 5, I would say, especially for superhero movies. What do you guys think?
I'm fine with that.
Number 5?
Yeah, I'll say 5.
Yeah, 5.
That was number 3, right? GOT3. Oh.
I'm still gonna give you crap for number 10 though.
I'm just trying to sneak it in there without you saying anything. Don't show a lie in this list. All right, so we'll agree on the next 6.
Hold on. I didn't give you mine. Wait.
Oh yeah, you didn't. Yeah, my bad.
Wow. All right, someone. They Clone Tyrone. One of my favorite movies.
Where are we putting it?
I would say 8.
Alrighty. Oh, this is looking like a controversial list already. Especially that number 10 spot. Anyways. So what else came out? I mean, Oppenheimer is probably on here, but since we haven't seen it, or you guys haven't seen it, it's gonna go into honorable mention.
Yeah, I'd put Oppenheimer as an honorable mention.
It is probably top 3. Like I would say, just to be fair, it is probably top 3. But since it hasn't been seen, nobody can really.
Has anyone seen Godzilla -1?
No, and I want to so bad because I want to see it in theaters specifically, and I haven't had time to go see it yet. But I've heard only good things about it.
Yes.
So I think this is going to be in our honorable mention as well.
Yes.
Wait, what happened? Okay.
Like, I've heard nothing but good things, and like I want to make such an effort to go see it specifically in theaters, and like I actually have a day or two to actually go. So, but everything that I've heard, it just sounds incredible.
Blue
I'm
Beetle?
skeptical about another Godzilla movie.
What's up, CJ? CJ said,
great.
"What about Blue Beetle?" Blue Beetle's not a top 10. I don't even know if it's an honorable mention, to be honest with you guys.
I wouldn't even put it as an honorable mention.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I agree.
I honestly enjoyed The Flash to say, but I don't know if I would put it in the top 10.
I'll be honest. Look,
Here's
you know how I feel
hot
about
take.
the Flash character. Flash is my favorite DC character, but for me, it didn't do it for me.
It was my number one.
Number one
Flash?
pick?
The Flash was my number one. I've watched it 8 times this year.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But
The
for one
problem
reason and one reason only.
Because of
Like,
Keaton.
because of
yeah,
Keaton.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the whole thing is the storyline. If they're gonna use that storyline, I need to see the Atlanteans battling like
Yeah.
them scary. I need that. If you're gonna use that storyline, it's just wasted.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was wasted. The movie, they played on your nostalgia to try to bring you to the box office, I felt.
Yeah.
Oh, big time. I think that was the only thing that could kind of overcome all the Ezra Miller controversies. Is okay, yeah, we know what he's done, but look, Michael Keaton.
That's kind of how it felt.
Yes.
And a reverse Flash, of course.
I had more like hell yeah moments during that movie than anything else I've seen this year. I had more like where my jaw dropped and it was like I'd start tearing up when I see the Batcave or the Batwing, and yeah, it played on my nostalgia and it worked for me.
So you just like the Batman scenes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. So I've watched it 8 times, but I've also rewound a whole bunch of times just for the Batman stuff.
What about Dungeons and Dragons? Did you all see the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
I haven't.
I really enjoyed that.
I love that movie.
I really enjoyed that.
I play on a Dungeons and Dragons show. I've been playing live for years. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I play it like professionally at this point, and I adored that movie. I thought it was so well written. The practical creatures that they had in it reminded me of 80s fantasy films, which was great. And it just, I loved that movie.
I've always wanted to play that game.
Huh?
Ever since Stranger, I said I've always wanted to try to play that game until when I saw Stranger Things.
Since Stranger Things, I actually really like the Stranger Things kind of like upped the hype for it, because now so many people are deciding to play and discovering how amazing Dungeons and Dragons are. And I'm not going to make this a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, but I think it deserves a place on the list because it's just so fun, and it was a breath of fresh air. Like, it wasn't like the stakes are super high and you feel like you're going to cry the whole time and it's this gut-wrenching story. Like, it was a nice fantasy movie where you could just watch it and feel good and laugh. And the Chunky Dragon.
Okay, I'll put it at 7. How does that sound?
Yes.
Just
If
for
only
you,
for the Chunky Dragon.
I've never played, but it did kind of have me wanting to play, I'll be honest.
Yes, join us.
I gotta learn. I have the starter kit. I have the starter box. I never even opened it.
I haven't seen it yet, even though I have like a couple dice right here on my desk. I haven't seen it yet. It is on my list of things to watch this year.
Highly recommend. And everyone's performances are just so good. They're so funny.
Have everyone seen Wonka?
No,
I have not.
No, not yet.
I don't think I'm going to.
Really? It was surprisingly good though.
Was it? Does he go kind of mad in the end? Because that's all I want to see from Wonka.
No.
I don't want to see a cutesy Wonka.
No, not really. He doesn't go
Ah,
mad in the
see-
end. But there's a lot of nostalgic moments from the original movie, and
Yeah.
the songs are from the original movie.
Because for me, Willy Wonka, he's scary. Like, he set traps in this factory for these children that he knew were going to fall into him. Like, he's got a madness behind the eyes.
Yeah.
And just him being cutesy, like, I think it's a beautiful looking film. But for me, maybe I'll watch it when it streams.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of musicals, but I enjoyed this one. Did you just gasp, Sandra?
But you're not a fan of musicals. It's fine. It's fine.
We're not going to talk about this. We had a whole thing talking about
Not
the
gonna take it
Marvels.
personally.
I loved the musical scene
Oh
in the
yeah.
Marvels. He did not. So
Well, now that I know it was actually in the comics, it makes more sense. But
Mhm.
thank you, King, for that bit of knowledge.
all right. Does anyone like horror movies?
Yes.
Did anyone
Nami.
see Talk to Me?
No.
I was supposed to
Not
go to
yet.
the premiere of it, and I wasn't able to go, and it's so
Oh,
expensive right now to rent,
no.
so I haven't seen it yet, and I'm dying to see it because I have yet
no.
to be scared by a horror movie.
It was my favorite horror movie. It was great. It was amazing.
Yes, I've heard.
You love horror movies, eh, Chris?
I do. It was done by A20. A24 just they just do bangers. Bangers.
And
Did
A24 was
you-
the only one who actually paid everyone fairly throughout the strike and was allowed to work during the strike. So we
Right.
support A24 here.
Did you see Megan or Scream 6 this year?
Both. I enjoyed
Megan.
both, but Talk to Me was above both of those for me.
Okay.
It probably was for me, Talk to Me, Scream, and then Megan. In that order.
I've watched Megan like 3 times this year.
I really liked
That's-
Megan.
Yeah, Megan.
It was
I
fun.
thought
It was fun.
It
How
knew
about I
what
put
it
Megan
was.
on the honorable mention?
Like, I like that it knew what it was. It wasn't trying to be like the new Chucky. It wasn't trying to be serious. Like, it was very clear, aware of itself in a very good way.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. That was fun. I
I
wasn't
also look
expecting
at like Megan as far as the cosplay world. There was a lot of Megan influence on the cosplay world. There was a lot of Megan cosplays this year. And Scream 6, the thing I loved about it was, 6th entry into the movie, but completely different kills, different look, different vibe. Like, I love it being in New York.
So are we putting Talk to Me on the list? Is it top 10?
I would
Okay.
at least, if everyone hasn't seen it though, so I maybe it's an honorable mention.
Because we got 4 spots left.
Well,
Is the
we
creator
still have
on
a
this
couple
list?
of others. We still have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be in the top 2.
I think that's number one, I think, for me, if I'm thinking about it.
For me, that's number one.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
Just,
Especially from
I
a cosplayer standpoint, I think it would be number 1.
I mean,
I
just the
think,
animation. It's just they did things that just never been done before. It's just and it
and the soundtrack.
all
and
worked the
story.
soundtrack, and they managed to include all these different spiders without taking away from Miles and Gwen. It's
Yeah.
they just did a great job.
And there's so much, as a cosplayer, there's so much to choose from. Like, I cosplayed Spider-Cat. Like, it did. I was on screen for 4 seconds and I went, that one, that's the one I'm going to cosplay.
I love it. Love it.
For me, Spider-Verse was like number 6 on my list. But for being a Spider-Man fan, like when you go into the Spider-Verse and you see all the different Spider-Mans, it is cool being like, oh, wait, there's that Spider-Man. There's that Spider-Man. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. So
Yeah, I was never really a big Spider-Man fan, but the movie was amazing to me.
I think the heart that it had behind it, too,
Yeah.
was just,
Yeah.
it just drew you in and didn't let you go. And you actually really cared and felt everything. And
I say the way that like Spot was started off as this joke, right? This joke of a villain, and all of a sudden now he's this super powered villain. by the end of the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. What else we got? Did you guys watch Transformers? Was it any good?
I did not.
I'm be honest. As a Transformers fan, I really enjoyed it. From better than like most of the previous ones. Bumblebee, I enjoyed Bumblebee. I felt like this was one of the better Transformers for me.
Mhm.
I enjoyed Transformers. It's one of my honorable mentions. For me, I love Peter Cullen. So having Peter Cullen back as Optimus Prime, even if it's reportedly could be his last time, I'm good. You know, he can come back every time, in my opinion. The crossover with GI Joe at the end, I just never saw coming.
Spoiler.
Wow, spoiler.
Well, the movie's been out now.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
You gotta make it to the credits to find out GI Joe's in it. So.
That was cool though. That was cool.
I never expected GI Joe. I figured it was going to be like Sector 7 or something like that. And when he flips the card over, and it's that logo there, and I'm like, oh man, I was excited.
That was a literal flex right there.
There's that one, and then I got that one. So yeah, I wear GI Joe on my sleeve, literally. So.
What about the Mario movie?
Loved it.
I adored. That's become my new comfort movie. I'm gonna be honest. I've seen it so many times. I've loved it.
Anytime I hear the song
question
Peaches,
for you
I
guys.
just break out in song.
Question for you guys. Do you guys think the Sonic movie would have been better if it was animated the same way as Mario?
The original, like the first Sonic movie, not the second one?
Well, all of them.
I
Without
love
real
the Sonic
people, without
movie.
real characters.
I would never change Sonic. I'd leave it the way it is. I love Sonic. I love Sonic.
I adored
1.
it.
love
Jim
Sonic
Carrey,
2.
classic Jim Carrey once again.
I agree. I would just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
It's two separate because they're different properties, anyways, right? Like they're
Yeah.
always, you know what I mean. I know they're around the same time, but like
I've always been a Sonic fan.
I figure
in comparison to Mario.
The internet
I've always been
one,
more
when they
Mario.
got I figure the internet one when they got Sonic changed from the original trailer to what we got in the movie.
Yeah.
When they fixed his eyes and all that kind of stuff, and it was like, but no, I love Sonic so much.
We don't support bullying, but bullying did work in that instance.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't without being backed up. Like everyone showed up and supported the film too. Like they didn't just go, "Oh, change this, spend all this money," and then left it out, like ghosted it. Like everyone showed up for that movie once they made those changes.
Yeah.
And also, like Sonic coming out at the beginning of COVID too in theaters. So the fact that people went to theaters in February of 2020 with COVID hanging over us. So I love Sonic.
You know how excited I was when I saw Shadow?
Oh, in the new like little tease for Shadow.
At the end of the movie, they show Shadow.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they do, dude. In the second movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Wait, back to Super Mario.
Is it a top 10?
So if we switch to a conversation about Sonic, is Super Mario in our top 10?
I think it should be because it seems like we've kind of shifted to going on what's affecting the cosplay community like too, and like that has had like a surge of Mario cosplays that I've seen. But also, it was.
I'll
fun.
be realistic.
It had a great song in it. We all know what I'm talking about.
I'll be realistic in here.
Oh, that's one of the songs of the year. Sorry.
All right, Chris, you happy now?
Where am I? Oh, yes.
I think we should put Mario higher.
Dude.
I think it should definitely be higher.
Okay, I'll put it at 6.
Okay.
That means Rebel Moon's coming back on the list.
Just because also, I thought they did a fantastic job at bringing these characters that don't actually have lines and making their voices palatable enough that you can listen to a whole film of them talking.
So everyone was complaining about the whole Mario movie with is it Chris Pratt? Yeah, Chris Pratt doing his voice, and him not having the original voice from the game, but it worked perfectly well. Like the way they explained it and they changed the voice in the movie, it made sense.
And they
like
had
he
the
only did that for the commercials, right? For his, yeah. Because imagine him talking like that throughout the whole movie with the Italian accent.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it wouldn't, and like hearing Toad talking the way he would talk, and Peach never really speaks. So it's like I love the way that they gave them voices instead of just their little phrases, because it would have been too much, some of their voices, the entire movie as they were in just the games.
Yeah, I agree.
But also Jack Black. So I'm a
Look,
sucker for Jack Black.
like I said, anytime I hear that song, I just break out. Just involuntary.
Plus, I really love the animation, and I just love how it was so nostalgic without feeling like they were like reaching.
Oh, really? The original voice was in the movie as the grandpa. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
He was also playing a video game at the beginning in the pizzeria.
Is that the actual character, the actual guy that plays Mario was in the movie? Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Martinet.
Oh, he wasn't paying attention. Okay, so let me see what else is on my list.
Some of the other ones I have is like Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny,
I haven't seen that.
Fast X.
I hate Fast and Furious.
Like
I can't stand watching those anymore.
The Fast X for me, like it falls into the realm of the John Wick. You know what I mean? You're gonna get what you're gonna get. They know what they are, and that's what they're continuing to do.
But the thing is, John Wick knew when to stop.
Oh, you think that's over?
Yeah,
If you think that's over, that's
He ain't stopped yet.
It's over when Keanu Reeves says it's over.
Like Fast and Furious was enjoyable. Like, but I think the best thing about that to me probably was the performance Dante, Jason. What's
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. His performance in there, it just seemed like he was just having a ball with that role.
The thing I liked about Fast X was when they took it and then inserted it into Fast 5. Like, that's the one thing I like what they're doing with the Fast and Furious, where they can retcon stuff, like Tokyo Drift becomes canon and becomes a main part of the plot and the storyline.
It doesn't exist. I'm sorry. I don't care what they say.
When the actor's 13 years older in like 10 minutes after the final drift scene.
Did anyone see A Haunting in Venice?
No, but I really want to see it though.
It's so good, and like it's such a different tone from the other two, but it genuinely creeped me out. Like, I love horror movies, and this was very, like, it's not a horror movie, but it definitely bordered on the thriller, like mystery thriller, because it made me feel very like, ooh, this is actually getting me. Like, it's very, very creepy in the tone they set, and like Hercule Poirot is just, he's just so good on the screen. And I would definitely recommend seeing it if you haven't seen it yet. It's a very, very good, well done movie. It's very well written, and it makes you pay attention and listen.
It is on my list because I loved Orient Express. I absolutely loved Death on the Nile. I thought was really good. So I am excited for Haunting in Venice.
Highly recommend. It's very, very, very
a movie that is not on my top 10 or in my honorable mentions. The Exorcist. It was like two different movies. I don't know what was going on. It was like two separate movies. It's like the first part was really good, and I don't know what the second part was. I don't know if anyone saw it.
I heard it was really bad, and I love The Exorcist, so I didn't want to.
Yeah.
When is Terrifier coming out, Chris? The third one.
Next October.
Oh, okay.
There was one that came out. It was a Roku original, so it never hit theaters, but I loved it. Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
It was so good.
It was insane. It blew my mind on how crazy it is. You know, because it's like, it's the story of Weird Al Yankovic and how he dated Madonna and killed Manuel Noriega. And
it's so funny, and just how wild it is, and just like Daniel Radcliffe was so good.
Yeah. And even just like all the cameos, like when they're at the one party and the one guy comes up and he says, "Hi, I'm blah blah blah, the bass player from Queen," because nobody knows who he is.
It was just I think that it was just so cleverly done, and just so Weird Al. Like, it's clearly not like, this isn't true, but you just like, I'm rolling with it. I believe it, and just the ending, and you're like, it's just so funny.
How Weird Al was killed at the 1986 Grammy Awards.
Like, I laughed out loud several times in that movie, and it was just a joy to watch. Like, I was just smiling the whole time. Like, it was great. Even in a moment that was supposed to be kind of serious, it was still funny.
I've heard good things. Like, does he really? I haven't seen it yet, but does he really like? He really look like plays like a Weird Al.
Yes.
But it's also when you're watching it, it's like, wait a minute, this is Daniel Radcliffe playing Weird Al, so it's like the movie does not take itself seriously.
And not at all. It is not like a true documentary telling of.
I mean, that's probably true. Like, that's probably what it should be when you're talking about Weird Al.
Yeah.
It's
very Weird Al.
Weird Al parodies his life, parodying a biography.
Yeah, it's way on brand.
Did you guys like Renfield?
I loved Renfield.
I liked it.
I thought it was so good.
I liked it.
I thought the action scenes in Renfield is what they needed in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. They were, if you were squeamish, again, warning,
Yeah.
you don't want to watch this movie. Some of the kills, I was like, oh my god. Like the bat explosion one or the sand where he just, I was like.
Yeah, Renfield was a good movie. I don't know if it's in the top 10, but it was a good movie.
Also, Nick Cage
I
was
enjoyed
great.
it.
I thought Nick Cage was so good. And then when they were doing the recreations of him as Bela Lugosi, I was like, I see it. Like,
So Dom wants to know where. Dom's asking where's Blue Beetle.
Dom, you're gonna be a little disappointed. Sips, drink.
Oh man. The Creator, is it on the top 10? I think it should be on the top 10.
I am okay. It was in my top 10. So.
It was in or it wasn't?
It was in my top 10.
Okay. Have you guys seen it?
Mm-mm.
Not yet on the list.
Yeah.
The only reason why I took Rebel Moon off my off this list is because I saw The Creator.
Yeah, if I'm comparing sci-fi movies, I would definitely say The Creator was better than Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
Do you all think that Godzilla Minus One should be on the list? For those of you who've seen it?
I personally do.
Yeah. Just because, like, from the sheer things that I've heard, like, I mean, I haven't seen it personally, but just from everything that I've heard about it, it feels like it should be. And
listen, if that's what we're going off of, then Oppenheimer has to be number 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't have a problem with Oppenheimer being on the top 10 list because it's going to wind up on every other top 10 list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's on everyone's top 10 list. But we're going to go for something different.
I'd put it either 2 or 3 and move Barbie up to 2.
Put what to 2 or 3?
I don't think I would put Oppenheimer over Barbie.
I don't think we can, because we haven't seen it, I don't think we can just put it at number 1. I don't think that's
okay,
fair.
So full disclaimer, this is whatever we've seen. Okay. No Transformers.
All right, we just talked about Transformers. I said I really loved it as far as
Transformers can go in the honorable mentions there.
The Transformers lover. Dom.
Did anyone see Cocaine Bear?
No.
I loved it.
It was so funny.
I loved it.
What's it called? Rise of the Beast, right? Rise of the Beast. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen Cocaine Bear either. It's on my.
Oh my God, Taylor Swift.
Dom.
Taylor Swift.
Stop it, Dom.
Taylor Swift, what? Eris?
Stop it.
Are we considering that a film?
No, stop it. Stop it, Dom.
Oh no.
Getting on my nerves. What, did anyone see The Blackening?
I did not know.
Oh,
but it looked really funny.
Oh my gosh. It was this is all right, you might know this. And so like years ago, me and a couple of my friends, Ugo and Kisa, we started this like fake movie called The Blackening. And it was like a fake horror movie. We started shooting just random. It had no story at all, but we started shooting this thing. And there's a fake trailer out there and everything. And this movie came out, I was really salty when I saw the title, The Blackening. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I'm not gonna see this movie. Then I saw the trailer. I saw the movie, and the movie is fantastic. It's hilarious. It's like making fun of all the stereotypical things in horror movies, especially from like the Black perspective. So I really, really loved it.
So is it a black horror movie? Chris?
You can call, I guess you can call it that. It's yeah, it's a horror movie, but it has some comedy in it as well.
I'm gonna have to give it a look. Where's it on? Netflix?
I'm not sure. I think I bought it, so I'm not sure what it's actually on.
Probably on Prime. My thing right now though is Prime raised their prices to rent movies. It's $5.99 now or $6.99 or something.
Yeah, it's $6.99 here.
And when I used to pay $3.99, I'm salty about paying like $6.99 now.
Keeping in the horror genre, did anyone see Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah.
I have not. Oh, that was a yeah.
It was definitely a kids movie, I think, with one moment of gore.
I really liked the animatronics.
I love the animatronics.
I dug that. As far as
They
the
were
whole,
great.
I'm not a Five Nights fan. My kids play.
I am.
But that's what I really like. Was like, okay, yeah, I'll watch it for all the animatronics, and I thought that was cool.
I thought they
watched all
spent too much time on Josh Hutcherson's character. It kind of felt a little too much. I was like, we get it. We get that you're a little brother and you're sad. It felt like they just focused way too much on that and not enough on the storyline of Freddy's. And then having William Afton be in it just kind of very small at the beginning and then just all of a sudden at the end, I think they underutilized that character. And just kind of the whole scene where they're building a fort together. It felt like it was definitely geared more towards kids. And it was fun, but it's not what I personally wanted to see out of Five Nights at Freddy's movie. But I thought it was okay.
Did you play the game, Cassandra?
Oh, yeah. I know all of the lore. I've played all the games. I love all the games. I tried one night in VR, and I'll never do that again. But I love Five Nights at Freddy's. So for me, it wasn't it, but a lot of people really liked it. So our opinion isn't law. So I know a lot of people are like, no, it was so good, but not for me.
Another movie in my honorable mentions. I just caught it in theater this past weekend. Was the Iron Claw.
I've heard great things.
That's with Zac Efron, right?
Yeah. Like
it looks pretty good.
He is really good. The most craziest part about it is how much mass and size he put on. Like he's not even recognizable. Like I just couldn't believe on how much muscle
he looks like a completely different person, regardless.
Yeah, I'm a wrestling fan, so seeing the story about the Von Erichs, it was, some of it I'm sitting there like a checklist. I'm like, okay, yeah, they did this part, they did this part, they did this part. But I really enjoyed it. I think he'll probably get an Oscar nod or something.
You think so? Probably.
He was really good. Like it was very different than any character Zac Efron's played before.
Did you see The Color Purple, Chris?
I just saw it last week, or this week. I don't know. It's time. It was. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I think I actually end up putting it in my top 10. If not, I feel like it was more of an honorable mention. It was really good though. I know you don't like musicals and stuff, so
Oh, it's a musical.
It's not a full. I mean, it's not a full.
I don't mind musicals. Depending
there's
on
songs.
the
There's songs in
it.
it. There's songs in it though.
I don't mind movies with songs in it, but when it's a full like La La Land, I can't.
It's not like everything is done through song and dance. But
it's on my list for sure though, because I really like the original one. So
and I've seen the play on Broadway, and it comparatively it did really well.
So as someone who's seen it on stage, you liked it?
Yes.
Okay, because I've seen it on stage before, and I really liked it. So this one's on my list. But anything that came out during Christmas time, I have not seen any of it. So
have you guys seen The Boys in the Boat?
The what?
No.
George Clooney directed.
What's it
that
called?
Looks pretty. The Boys in the Boat.
The Boys in the Boat. Huh?
They're supposed to be like rowers. It looks pretty good. Like I looked at the trailer yesterday. It's something I want to go see. I think it's like around the Great Depression.
It's in movies now. In
Yeah, well, it's here in movies. I don't know if it's there.
Okay, I haven't seen that in. Okay.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, so I think they're I guess they're poor, so they're trying to make money doing like rowing, right? As a sport. So it looks pretty good, and George Clooney's pretty good at directing. So
What is everyone's opinion on Saltburn? Did you watch it?
I haven't seen it.
I just watched it. Okay.
I
I feel
didn't
like
finish it.
from a movie making perspective, I feel like it was great. But in the end, I feel like it's just a weird movie.
I didn't finish it. I tried. I think there's like 20 minutes left. I like the cinematography and I like the mood, and I thought that it was going to go somewhere, and it kind of didn't. And I just, when it got to the part with the grave, I was like, I'm out.
See, like I said, from a movie making perspective, I think it was beautiful, and cinematography and the lighting, but it's, for me, it just comes down to it just a weird movie.
Yeah. Everyone
I'll
was
take
making a
mine.
big deal out of it, and so I watched it, and I was like, okay. I tried my best.
So we've got
I
two
usually
left.
like movies like that too, but
Got two left. Let me see what else is on the list. Woo, this is
Indiana
getting I wouldn't put Indiana Jones. I mean, it was good, but
I wouldn't. I something about it. I don't know. Something about it for me didn't capture that nostalgia for me. I don't.
oh, see, I thought it did because my dad raised me on Indiana Jones, and it's like a big part of like my relationship with my dad, and like I really thought it felt like the original movies, and I liked that it felt like a really good goodbye, like a really good way to hang up the hat respectfully for the character and for Harrison Ford. Like there were some like elements that were silly, but I feel like everyone forgets how slapstick the original ones were. I think everyone thinks
for
they
sure.
were like super hardcore, like intense. And then when you go back and watch them, there's literally frying pan gags. They were silly and they were fun. And I think people just kind of over time have forgotten that. And so when they introduce some of those points like back in, people are like, oh, this point was too silly. I'm like, have you ever seen them? Like they're really
it's
fun.
like when Crystal Skull came out, everyone's like, oh, great, there's aliens. And that's not believable. But I'm like, you can believe that the power of God can come out of the Ark of the Covenant and melt a whole bunch of Nazi space? You're fine with that. This is the level of realism. You can't accept aliens or traveling back to ancient Greece, but we've got an issue here. Like,
see, the traveling back, I thought was such a gift to Indiana Jones because like his whole life was like seeing things that have already happened, and the fact that he got to see something happening in real life, like. I thought that was just such a beautiful, like, sure, it's ridiculous, but so is all of it. Like, I just thought it was a gift to the character.
That part I thought was cool, and how they did it.
Plus,
and the other interesting, the thing I liked about going back in time, where it's not a time travel device, it was just a mathematical equation on how to get to one point in time.
Yeah, I liked
Which
that.
I thought was very cool.
Very controversial movie for 2023. I was asking Chris about it. I haven't seen it for the simple fact I don't think I could sit and watch it. Sound of Freedom. Have you guys watched it?
I haven't watched it.
Okay.
I'll throw one in there. I don't think it was on anyone's list, but I did enjoy it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I didn't see it.
It did pop
the ones
up.
I keep forgetting to watch.
I honestly got a headache watching the trailer. Like the animation, like it threw me off. I don't know why. Like I don't know if I'm colorblind or what it is, but like my head was hurting me watching that trailer. Like, that show was moving too fast.
Oh man.
I've heard good things about Mutant Mayhem. That like it is a good addition to the whole mythos around the turtles.
All right, let me throw another one out there I just watched this week. Past Lives.
Damn, you watched a lot of movies this week, didn't you?
I had COVID, man.
There's an upside to having COVID, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, it's a movie I'd highly recommend. It's
Past Lives?
kind of a love story. Yeah, between two Koreans. It's a good movie.
There is an
Is it
anime
in
movie
theaters,
that's number
or-
one.
It's
Sorry,
on
go ahead.
it's on Prime. I think that's where I watched it.
Past Lives.
Is it like a drama?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on. But here, I don't even know what it's on here. Hold on.
There was a movie that just came out on Netflix that everyone's talking about, and I can't.
The one with I think the Obamas directed, Leave the World Behind or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, that one. Leave the World Behind.
Yeah,
I'm very
Let me
curious
tell you.
about that.
It was okay. It was a good movie,
Okay.
and I feel like, and you'll see this when you I guess whenever you watch it, but it felt like a Friends advert. Like it was. It sounds weird saying it now, but a Friends advert like throughout, and
Okay.
the ending was just kind of weird to me. Like I wish the ending was different.
The trailer had me curious, and people were
It's de-
talking about it.
It's definitely
so-
interesting.
okay.
Definitely interesting.
I wish we could include TV shows on here because I would throw One Piece out there in a heartbeat. But we're not talking about TV.
Some other. How about this one? It's not on my list, but other movies that people forgot came out in 2023, like Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Oh, that came out in 2023. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
We're not talking about that. But
I thought it was fun.
How about? I enjoyed the movie, not in my top 10, but Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania.
I'm not. Look, I'm sorry, but there's no way Kang is. You have Kang losing the ants. I mean, that's. Come on, man. The next big threat can't lose to ants.
Well, maybe he was the lower level of the Council of Kang. Maybe he was
Lower Kang.
the Council of Kang janitor.
The janitor.
Did anyone see Rustin?
Rustin?
No, I actually was looking at it last night, but
It's on Netflix. It's Coleman Domingo is starring, but it's basically how the March on Washington with Martin Luther King happened. It's like he plays the guy that actually set everything in motion to make the march happen, essentially.
Is that
it's a really
Netflix?
good movie. Yeah.
I got a list, man.
yeah, there's a ton of movies that came out.
Another one people forgot: Expendables 4.
Oh yeah.
I'm just mad because they tricked me. And my brain kept telling me there's no way he killed himself in it. There's no way.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I love the Expendables. So you can give me every single Expendables. I don't care. I'm still going to go opening night, but definitely not in Expendables 2 territory or Expendables 1 territory.
I just feel like it fits in that realm. It's enjoyable movies that know exactly what it is.
Yep. Yeah, it gives you all the Lee Christmas does his thing, Barney's doing his thing, Gunner's going to do his thing. Like everybody has their part that they play in the movie.
We said Top Gun came out this year, right?
No, it was
Maverick.
last year.
Maverick?
Oh, that was last year. Okay.
What
I
about
think 2022 and 23 just have bled together for me.
what about The Little Mermaid? I'm trying to-
I actually didn't see it. I
Oh,
really wanted to.
I haven't seen it.
I
They
didn't
let me
see
down
it.
with Lion King, so
I could have told you, like, you can't. Lion King is one of it's
that's my favorite.
You
Well,
can't
one of
judge
my
it.
one of my favorite Disney movies. Question: what is your favorite Disney throwback movie, like
Disney
animation wise?
throwback movie?
Yeah,
mine's a Goofy movie.
Oh, that's
like I mean original animation, like like the Cinderella, Snow White, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
like the
you're putting-
originals.
Yeah.
Because
so
my two are
like-
Hercules and Hunchback.
Like
Ah, yeah.
I would say that counts. I would say that counts.
Goofy.
No, like the all of like the That's like 90. Like 90.
Oh, yeah,
Is
I
that the
think
one
it
with
really counts.
Is that the one with the when he goes to college?
No, that was a sequel.
Oh, okay.
That came out like years later. The original was like 95. Like I was like in middle school, like in elementary school when it came out.
So
It's
Like-
making a
Goofy's your number
comeback.
one.
They have tons of merch in the parks right now.
Oh,
For what?
I legitimately
For Goofy?
have all of it. Oh, I got like Powerline art. I'm like, because it's been my thing this whole time. And then I went to Disney and it rained. I was going to meet Max. He's dressed as Powerline.
Yeah, Max is meeting his power line. And they
And
have like
it-
the backpacks and stuff of them on the boat, the car in the river.
It rained, and
Aw, man.
he didn't. I didn't get a chance. I had on a shirt and everything. Oh,
Yeah, Hercules is one of my favorites. Definitely top 2. Hercules and Lion King.
Hercules and Hunchback and Atlantis, I think, for me.
Lion
And
King
Treasure
probably is
Planet.
number 2.
I haven't seen Hunchback in such a long time, actually. I think you should
I
watch
was in
it.
that cosplay today.
Oh, you were?
Mhm.
Well, I love Hercules, especially the song where he's I forgot what the name of the song is
Go the
from
distance.
Hercules. Yeah. Oh, that song gives me chills every time.
That song, it's really embarrassing, but I'm not joking. Every time I hear that song, I start crying. Like, I cannot help it. I heard it today. There was a mashup because singers were doing Go the Distance as a conversation with Defying Gravity. And the two songs, like, they were in a conversation, and I was sobbing. I love that song so
Yeah, I
much.
love that song.
Okay, and you had Air on your list, I believe.
Yes.
That was in
I
your
don't think
top 10?
I don't think they've seen it. Yeah, I don't think they've seen it. It was in my top 5. Aaron Blackberry.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. I've seen Air. Air was good. I don't know if it would be in my. It would definitely be an honorable mention for me. I don't know if it was. It wasn't in my top 10, but I.
Have you
did
guys seen
really
Blackberry
enjoy
or
it.
no?
I have
Ed,
not.
you seen Blackberry or no?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
You should as a Canadian. You know what I mean?
I
You're
used to own a
basically
BlackBerry.
saying you're
It was-
not Canadian if you haven't seen Black.
Yeah. I'll send you my BB pin.
I saw someone in the comments earlier say Elemental. What do we think about that?
What element? Oh, the cartoon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I don't think we have space for any more cartoons on the list. Any animation? What do we have on as for animation? Oh, the Mario. That's it.
Well, we have
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Just looking at the list of everything that came out this year, another one I forgot that even came out a couple weeks ago was Napoleon.
I didn't see it.
That's actually something I want to see.
Like in theaters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where have I been?
Ooh, did anyone see Joyride?
Nope.
No.
All right,
Ooh,
if I,
Kristen Wiig.
it's
You know
like-
what? You know what? We only planned this about a few weeks ago, so I think for next year we've got to watch some movies.
Like, I just found out like last week, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, I didn't have COVID to stay home and watch some. So
I feel like all right.
Well,
I feel like we could just throw Oppenheimer and Godzilla -1 in those other two
Yeah.
spots.
I agree.
yeah, okay. I'll put Oppenheimer at number 2.
I think that
It's-
Haunting in
it's
Venice
funny.
deserves an honorable mention, if only for the cinematography and storytelling.
Was it Haunting in Venice?
Mm-hmm.
I would say Talk to Me as well, if in the blackening.
yeah, it's funny when I'm looking at the list. There's a Outlaw Johnny Black came out this year, but I don't even think it came out in theaters. And I've been waiting for years to see that movie.
Honestly, didn't even know.
Because I love Black Dynamite, and the fact that the sequel to Black Dynamite finally came out this year, never even heard where it is.
Marketing, man.
Yeah,
Oh, we got one more.
No, I said that. I think we should put Godzilla -1
Godzilla
in that
-1.
one.
Yeah? Okay. Anything else for honor? Okay, you know what? I'll do it for Dom. I'll do it for Dom. Are we putting the Flash in honorable mentions? I think we should.
I will. I mean, for me, yeah.
Put in parentheses Keaton.
Because of Keaton. I still have umbrage with the whole Ezra Miller thing, but Keaton was great.
Batman 2023.
Michael Keaton's Batman.
There we go.
Michael Keaton's Flash.
I thought he was typing in Michael Keaton's Flash. Actually, that's
Listen, when he jumped off and glided to his theme, that got me. I was like, okay, I love that.
Even just the big fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fight scene, and oh man, like the fact that they could do stuff. Okay, yeah, some of it's CGI and doesn't look that great, but just he can move a lot quicker than he could back in like 89 or 92.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? The CGI doesn't look so bad. It depends on where you sit in the theater.
Bad CGI doesn't bother me because bad CGI now is a hell of a lot better than good CGI in 2006.
Look, all I'm saying is you could have actually had Nicolas Cage instead of what they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't like the fact that they brought back like all the George Reeves and Christopher Reeves. To me, it was like it wasn't done well. Like the timing wise, just for the simple fact that you're trying to push this movie, it should have been done with more class. I'd say.
Yeah, but you know the whole nostalgia thing. Like the fact that George Reeves was on there, or Adam West, or you know.
I know, but that's what they were going for, right? The nostalgia.
If you're gonna kill the universe, like give me everything. Give me everything DC that's come out, and then
yeah. But as you were saying, I think it was you that said, Ed, if they had finished or wrapped up the DCEU with the Flash, it would have made more sense.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Aquaman came out in the summer and then Flash came out a couple weeks ago, it would have been a nice send off to the DCEU.
Yeah. Like I love George Reeves and stuff like that, but I felt like weird watching it fully CGI. And especially knowing the way the DCU or the state the DCU was in, it didn't seem well timed.
I'm still excited that we're able to get to see Nicolas Cage as Superman, even though it's
fully CGI. What was he fighting? Like a spider, some kind of spider or something?
Yeah. There's actually a documentary about that, the whole storyline of Tim Burton's failed Superman movie.
Listen, I got to see him as Dracula, so I was happy.
If you guys haven't seen Renfield, you should watch.
Dracula.
Yeah, Renfield was a really good movie.
Renfield, I think it deserves honorable mention. I think it's being slept on hard. Like,
yeah, it was a fun movie.
It was fun.
It was fun, and I loved him being in a support group and like kind of the whole like getting out of an abusive like relationship with Dracula. I thought it was great. I liked it, and Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows was in it. Oh no, that was another movie I watched. Just kidding, that's Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah, no.
I just watched Blue Beetle last night, so Guillermo is on my mind.
Okay, so our top 10 is number 10, The Creator. Number 9, Sisu. Number 8, They Clone Tyrone. 7 is Dungeons and Dragons. 6 is Mario. 5, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. 4, Godzilla -1. 3, Barbie. 2, Oppenheimer, and 1, Spider-Man. Across the Spider-Verse. Are we good with that?
I'm kind of with Cassandra. Like flip Barbie to number 2.
I think Barbie should flip to number 2.
And I disagree.
Why?
I don't know. I've seen both, but I understand what you're saying for the
I think the impact of Barbie.
Yeah, the impact wise.
Oppenheimer.
But as a movie, have you seen Oppenheimer, Cassandra?
No, I haven't.
Okay, all right. We'll come back to this list in the chat, in the DMs.
I'm going by more the impact of what they've had, like culturally.
Yeah, no, I understand. I agree with you on that.
Why don't we just put Barbenheimer as 2 and 3?
Barney.
Barbenheimer. Oh, did anyone see Atomic City?
I did not.
I really liked it. It's very, very Wes Anderson, and it's nice. Like, because he's so slice of life, and everything is just so pastel and actual sets. It was fun.
The trailer looks really good, and I do like Rushmore is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I definitely enjoy Wes Anderson stuff.
Yeah, but I really liked it, and it's like very classic Wes Anderson, like the pacing and dryness of the dialogue, and just the weird little quirky things, and the sets being so, just like it's not uncanny. Like it feels like you're in a theater, which is what it's meant to be, because it's supposed to be telling like the story of like we are putting on a show, and this is not real, and it's cool the way that they did it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have time, I'd recommend watching it.
It's funny here. Meg 2 also came out this summer.
Did you watch it? Because I watched the first one and actually surprisingly really liked it.
I enjoyed the first one except the very end of it. Like I didn't like the very ending of the movie. But
yeah.
Part 2, I feel like I enjoy. I'll have to go back and rewatch it. I watched it when it came out.
It looked very self-aware, which
it was
like I like movies like that they're like, it's a big shark, we know, like.
Okay, off topic. What was your favorite TV show for the year?
One Piece.
One Piece?
I'm a massive fan of the anime, and I thought it was just so good. I loved it.
What was my favorite show of the year?
I have to take a look because I've seen a few.
You're gonna ask the question and you're not ready to answer?
I have one on the top of my mind, but that's because I just watched it. But I don't think.
For me, it's only Murders in the Building.
I think I know
that's
Ed.
good.
Ed, is yours What If?
No, only Murders in the Building. I love that one.
That one's really good.
Yeah, that's the one where I look forward to every day it was dropping. Loki season 2 is also really good.
Loki season 2 was good. Dang, this is what did I like really, really, really?
Gen V?
Gen V is definitely top 5 for me. I don't think it's my favorite. Can I say Attack on Titan? That finished this year, right? Yeah. I'll go Attack on Titan for now.
I'm trying to see what I saw this year. I'm trying to remember what I saw this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. It's a blur.
Or what came out this year specifically for
Did Foundation come out this year? Was that this year? Season 2? Yo, this is.
I'm sticking with
I'm actually enjoying Reacher right now, but I don't know if it's my favorite for the year. Have you guys seen Reacher?
I haven't seen the it's still like active, right? In the second season.
I've got a couple episodes of it.
Yeah, I don't know. The Last of Us, that was good.
Oh, The Last of Us.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. That was so good.
Trying to think, what else do we have? You're a Superman guy. My Adventures with Superman.
Lois and Clark. Or
no, I'm talking about the.
I honestly I don't even know where to watch that here. Is it even on Prime or anything? No.
It's on Max.
Oh yeah, we don't have that.
Oh okay.
I think I have it on. I think it's on Crave, right? Right, Ed?
For which one?
HBO Max. HBO Max is on Crave.
A lot of Max shows are on Crave.
Yeah.
Also, Invincible season 2.
I didn't count it because it wasn't complete, but that would definitely be in my tops.
JoJo's Strange Adventures
for sure. Invincible, yeah, Invincible. Did anyone see the bear?
Blue-Eyed Samurai.
The bear,
if that counts.
Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. It's on Netflix. It's fantastic.
Anyone see Beef?
Beef? No, but I've heard it's really good.
Is it? It's good. It's good.
Top 3.
Yeah, so for me, it's probably Last of Us, Invincible, the first 4 episodes, that was great, and Genevieve, probably my top.
Yeah, Gen
3.
V was actually surprised. I think that's probably my favorite.
What's Genevieve?
That's The Boys, the
It's the
spin-off
boy
of The Boys.
spinoff.
Oh, okay.
The
Oh wait,
other
was the
show
Glass
I
Onion this year?
Oh, was Castlevania this year? Oh man.
the other show I really enjoyed this year, and I thought the writing was spectacular, was Electric Mayhem of the Muppets.
Of the Muppets. I haven't seen that.
I
I've not
really
seen that as
enjoyed
well.
it. So, yeah, some of the jokes in it were fantastic. Like there's one part where they're driving and they're all in the van, so Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, and they're listening to Metallica, Master of Puppets, and it was.
Listen, anything with the Muppets, because I puppeteered Gonzo and Kermit at Disney for the Great Moments in History, and I was the opening cast, so I was taught by the actual Muppets. They flew them in to teach us how to do them, so I'm a big Muppet fan because I actually got to learn from David and Steve and stuff.
Amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna list a few movies coming out next year. Let me know how excited or what do you guys think. Okay. I'm just looking at the list right now. First off, we'll start off with Madam Web.
Excited.
The reason I'm not excited is because there's no like I have to see more of it, but I'm just not excited about most of the stuff Sony's doing because it's like outside of the Spider, universe or they're like having Venom with no Spider-Man, having Morbius with no. It just doesn't excite me.
Why is that though? Is it because they have that joint venture with Disney?
Yeah, but why could they use Andrew Garfield? Like, why couldn't they didn't have to use? You don't have to use the current Spider-Man that the MCU is using. They could have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do kind of agree with that. I like them on their own, but I wish they would introduce Spider-Man because I thought that was going to happen maybe like Venom 2. Like we'd see Spider-Man because Venom and Spider-Man are, and like I love like the Venom movie, but I do kind of miss them actually having the heroes that they go with not being in any of the films. I don't think it's a deal breaker, but
it's not a deal breaker. I just like especially the origin stories of like Venom and Morbius are literally tied to Spider-Man. So it's I don't know.
I'm excited for Madam Web because I'm excited for another female-led superhero movie. So
I'm hoping it's good. It's there.
Joker.
Oh, the Joker too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious. If it's going to be a musical.
I want to see what Lady Gaga is going to do as Harley.
I think she's going to be so good. But I am weird. I don't know what they mean, but it's going to be a musical.
Exactly.
Like that has me like.
Yeah, if he's singing, I don't know. It's kind of that would be odd, but I mean, if Harley's singing, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I'm very curious about it. Like, I don't have any negative opinions. I'm just very like, I'll just have to see. Like,
looking at the list. Oh, Sonic is coming out this year. Sonic 3. Okay.
Ooh. Yep.
Very excited.
Sonic's coming out this year.
Deadpool,
yeah.
Excited.
Number one, I'm most excited for.
Yeah, excited.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty excited for Deadpool, especially with Wolverine.
Yeah.
What else is coming out? Ghostbusters.
Oh, the next
that
one.
I'm excited for that one.
Me too.
I think I'm mostly excited for Planet of the Apes. I just want to see where they're gonna go with it.
It's a continuation. Is a continuation of the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Caesar's son, I forgot his name.
I know it. I just can't. It's there.
I know it's not a movie, but Arcane Season 2 is coming out this year.
Oh, yes.
They just released the teaser today with Warwick, and I'm like,
Oh wait, I recorded that great. I did you did the fight scene right at Dragon Con. That didn't it, wasn't that Dragon Con?
Yeah, when I was
Yes.
by.
Yes, that was great. I remember.
You're like,
yeah.
hey, want to do some fight choreography? We did. I'm working
Garfield.
on Caitlyn right now. I have like 2 different Caitlyn wigs and a bodysuit over there.
Who's excited for Garfield?
I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't know.
I think they changed his voice in the movie too, or there's something weird about it. That I
Yeah,
heard people
Chris
complaining
Pratt.
about.
Chris Pratt's the voice of Garfield.
Wasn't it? Was it Bill Murray before? Right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because Bill Murray had issues with Lorenzo Music being the voice of Peter Venkman in Ghostbusters, and then Lorenzo got fired from Real Ghostbusters, and then Bill Murray ends up being the voice of the cat in a live action version.
So petty.
I don't know much about this character, but Craven.
Craven? That looks
Craven
good.
Hunter.
I love Craven the character, but again, I think I'm gonna enjoy it, but again, I just want to see him with Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think the movie itself looks good. Like the tone of it from what I've seen.
As long as it's rated R, it's got to be rated R. Like,
Furiosa is also coming out.
Yes.
Mad
Very
Max?
excited for Furiosa.
Yeah.
I love Mad Max Fury Road. I've seen that movie so many times, and I love Furiosa, so I am so jazzed about her having her own movie.
I don't know what else is coming out. What's Gladiator 2? Is that supposed to be a sequel to the first?
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah,
Original?
I think it is.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's supposed to be the son.
Ooh.
I'm excited for Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire. Let's see.
Well, Borderlands is making a movie. Is it a live action or no?
Borderlands, yeah. I think Borderlands should be a series. I don't know.
Agree.
Same with BioShock. And talks to make a BioShock movie, and BioShock, I feel like it needs to be a series, especially with the way that they've treated some of like the ones they've been making like games into stuff. There's just so much lore that I feel like a movie isn't going to capture it unless they're going to do like a whole series.
Let's see. We're also getting Twister 2, Bad Boys 4, Beetlejuice 2.
Twister 2?
I was gonna say Twister 2. Like when they say 2,
what is it?
You mean no? I think is it Twisted or Twisted Metal?
Well, it's called Twisters, so it's a sequel to
Twisters.
Twister.
Oh yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop is coming out too. That's true.
Yep, Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Oh, Mean Girls.
Oh, the musical version.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited for that.
Argyle is.
Oh, Glenn Powell is in Twisters. Okay.
Wait, Mufasa, the Lion King. What? What is this?
Huh?
Stop playing.
Wait, what?
I'm looking at it right now. It says Mufasa, the Lion King.
Stop playing.
With Seth
Is
Rogen.
it like a prequel?
Aaron Pierre is going to be Mufasa. Yeah, I see it. Look at it. Mufasa, the Lion King. 2024. Upcoming American musical drama.
Is it animated?
I don't know. I can't even see a picture. I just see the.
Huh.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't need that.
It's supposed to be an animated Transformers movie coming out with Chris Hemsworth.
So we'll be doing this again next year.
All I know is
you got a year to watch instead of
all
2
I
weeks
know
or a
is
week and a half.
the most anticipated movie, Captain Zero, better be on the top 10 list.
Which one?
Captain Zero.
Listen, Rebel Moon's gonna be on the top 10 for sure next year, part 2. Tell me.
Save that video right there, just that part.
Rebel Moon, top 10. It's gonna be number 1 next year. Watch. Because that's what Zack Snyder does.
All right,
when
I'm
they have
gonna
to
clip
come
that.
back
I'm gonna
and-
clip that and just send that to Zack Snyder. There you go.
Zach, hire me, bro. Hire me. Yeah. All right. So I think we're good here.
Yeah.
Got a good list. Everyone's happy with that list.
I am happy with it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Alrighty.
There's a lot now on my list that I really want to watch that I'm
Yeah,
pushing
but
up to
the
top.
problem with that is now that I have to keep up with the 2024 movies, and now I have to go back to watch the 2023 movies.
Yeah. It's just I feel like there's so many movies that I want to see in theaters so bad, but I also have a really hard time going to the theater now because theater etiquette has gotten so bad.
Oh my god, yeah. I
Like
was pissed
I
last
almost got
week.
in a fight with someone the other day because they were just loud talking like they were in their own living room at every part, and everyone was getting so mad, and like I was about to stand up and say something and someone else said something and they started yelling at each other, and I was just like I want to go to the movies, but I
But
can't.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, it takes me a long time to get pissed, but I don't want to get pissed because you don't know where it's gonna go, right? So like,
I tend to go like during the day when it's like 10 people in there.
Tuesday at like a matinee.
ooh, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I forgot.
Is that a movie or is it a show?
I saw it on here. I don't know if
The
it's
War
a
of the
movie.
Rohirrim?
Where is it? I just saw it.
It's
Oh,
an
Dune is
animated
coming out
one.
as well.
It's an animated one. Huh.
Yeah. The new Lord of the Rings is animated film.
There's a Batman animation. It's anime though. That's coming out. It looks really cool. I think it takes place in feudal Japan.
Hmm.
It's like Suicide Squad,
Oh,
but they go back to like feudal Japan or something. I saved it. I have it saved on Instagram.
Karate. There's another Karate Kid movie coming out with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking for the new one.
I saw that they put out like a competition
Casting
or
call?
something, casting
Oh.
call or something.
And apparently Venom 3 is coming out in 2024.
I'm getting overwhelmed right now. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for coming. We've got our top 10.
There we go.
Looking forward to. I don't know who's joining me next week, but I'll be doing this every week if you guys can make it.
Cool.
Make sure you subscribe.
I will try to. I will be driving next week, but I'll try to be in. If not, I might have to tag team somebody else in to take.
So
his spot.
I'm trying to. I was telling you, Ed. I was trying to get cosplayers together. That normally probably wouldn't even talk to each other to further strengthen the community. As I say, it's something that I wanted to do once a month, but the response was so overwhelming that I kind of had to do it twice.
Yep.
To get everyone involved. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Having everyone talk and get to know one another. It would be nice.
Yeah, the post you put on Instagram about the cosplay roundtable, like I could not believe the amount of people.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know people would want to be involved in that. So it's nice to see that people actually want to talk to each other. So
yeah,
I'm happy for that.
What, over 200 people wanting to be involved?
Yeah, and
maybe more
Cassandra,
than once a month.
Cassandra, you're gonna be doing the one for the cosplay etiquette. And I guess you could touch on the whole hall mat situation.
Yeah, because there's a lot that I have to say about the drinking culture that has started becoming too prevalent with younger cosplayers in the community. That's been causing a lot of problems. So
yeah, so we'll talk in that chat and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's nighttime here. So have a good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good evening.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Thanks, bunch.
Good night.
Good night.